you can start.
Okay, so hi guys. This set to be the first module of Barcelona 2020 from home, but as you may know, due to technical difficulties, it's not. So welcome to the very first, welcome to the last module of Barcelona 2020 from home. I'm Paula Flores, and I'm one of the head organizers of the session. So that means that I'm also part of the Orga team of the session. The Orga team is the one that is going to deliver this module for you today. We are all volunteers in this organization in EYP España. And maybe you have seen us in your regionals, or maybe you have not. But we will be in Barcelona for sure, so we'll meet there. We know we are living a weird situation, having to stay at home with this COVID-19 going on. But with this initiative, we wanted to make you feel as if you were in the session. We wanted you to know that even though we have some difficulties now, we are working hard and we are working hard for you. The whole officials team, as well as the Olga team, are working for you. Um, I believe that during this week, you've seen that even these difficulties time, we can we're doing this. We're doing these models for you, and I hope that you found these models useful, and then that you enjoy the one that we are going to give you today. The aim of this module is to give you an approach of what you are going to live in your first national selection conference of EYP España. But what is it, a national selection conference? What is it about? So this is a completely different session. It has nothing to do with the regionals that you have participated in a few months ago. And first of all, because of the days. This is a 5-day session where you will have the opportunity to meet people from all over Spain, from part of Europe as well, and you will have the opportunity to live the EYP experience at the fullest. We've organized some activities for you to enjoy the session the most, and some of these activities are organized in every EYP session, and some of them have been created especially for Barcelona 2020, especially for you. So please do us a favor and make sure that you not only enjoy this module, but also the session that is going to take part in October. And now, having this said, I leave the floor to Nora. There is another HO and is going to talk about what Barcelona 2020 is about.
Thank you, Paula. So yes, I'm Nora Carbonell. I'm one of the 3 head organizers of this project. I'm 19. I'm from Barcelona, and I'm currently studying audiovisual communication in Barcelona too. And what I want to explain to you now is exactly what is Barcelona 2020 as the concept behind this session. So Barcelona 2020, as you may already know, is the 15th national session of EYP España, and is a project in which we've been working on for about a year and a half almost, due to COVID-19. And the session initially started at some point during January 2019, when the 3 head organizers of the session, and so Ana Funke Casellas, Paula Flores, and me, Nora Carbonell, we decided to convey all of our ideas or beliefs or experiences, and in the end turn it into a session. So in this initial phase of the session, when we were just planning the session as an idea, we wrote down as some golden rules in which we wanted to base the teamwork and our session on. And basically, these golden rules are the ones you can see on the presentation, on the slide that you can see on the screen. And basically what we wanted to do with this event is to create an opportunity to implement changes, so that this session allows us to implement changes. That these sessions allows us to create an inclusive and a space that promotes sustainability, where our participants are our center of attention, and that we ensure their well-being at all times. And we wanted this session to try to generate a positive impact in the community that will host the event. And And other golden rules we established as a team were that we wanted to build an alternative and inclusive session where everybody should feel free to express their opinion, and where teamwork will be and is the key of the session, and that it is and will be maximized, where the session must be sustainable in every way, or will try to be sustainable in every way, not just in a like climate change and environmental aspects, but also the well-being of all the participants. And the last but not least golden rule is that sincerity will be the engine of the team, and we will focus on every individual in particular. So during all these months that we've been working on this project, we have based or worked in these pillars, and these concepts, as you will have the chance to see during this module, have evolved and changed and turned into real activities and a tangible event. So we have now logistics and venues and food. So we've accomplished that these concepts, these ideas that we had and that we planned and designed at the beginning have turned into a real session. And everything we've accomplished, it's been thanks to our amazing organizing team that you can see here. These are the people behind the organization of 2020. So the main point of this module is for you to get to know them. And as you can see in this slide, we have the three head organizers of the session. So Ana, Paula, and me, Nora. And then we have a whole team of 15 people. I think that we are formed by Cristina, Rebe, Alonso, Carlos, Guillermo, Adrià, Pablo, Mireia, Joana, Luke, Maria, Paula, Ander, and Miquel. And I'm not going to mention anything else. I will pass the mic to Ana so that she can explain to you the session theme in which we have structured all the session.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So I don't know if you've been seeing that everywhere, and the posts on Facebooks and the emails we sent, everywhere there's this thing about sustain the change. And our question a little is, or what we wanted to explain to you a little is, what do we really mean by sustain the change? What is this of a theme, and what is our real aim when saying all this the whole time? What we really say with this is that Barcelona 2020, everything we do and everything that works around it, we wanted to work around sustainability. And we wanted to be able to fit in all around this theme that is sustain the change, sustaining a possible change towards a better world we'll understand, or in different factors that other Orga team will be explaining now. We understand that we're currently now in 2020, exactly 10 years away from the end of the UN's 2030 agenda. And we really understand that to really be able to achieve an inclusive and sustainable future for everybody in the planet, for the planet itself, and for all of us who live in there, we don't only need to change our habits, but we also really have to commit to them. We not only have to work for changing, but we have to really commit and really work for all this change to be able to sustain itself and really provoke a positive impact in ourselves and in our surroundings. Here is where the theme of the session starts, and understanding that change starts in ourselves, but it's only nourished in a collectivity. It's only nourished when all of us, we work in there, and when we all believe in a collective goal that would be trying to promote a space where sustainability is the first and the last aim of everything we do and everything we work for. That's why we would like to say that Barcelona works for this. Barcelona 2020, what we want to do is really try to organize or strives to be an event that fosters a new model of global sustainability, and understanding that this huge model of global sustainability, of this model of change, starts in ourselves, but has to be sustained and collected. And from here, what we'd say comes this theme, this idea of trying to sustain a change, trying to sustain a difference. Nora, if you could please go to the next slide. We'll see now, and now here our Orga team will continue with this. But all these ideas of trying to sustain the change, of trying to work for a different goal, a different understanding of our surroundings, of everything that involves us and how we can interact with that, is something that we really wanted to take seriously, is something that we really want to put our efforts in that. And that's why all our members of our team and organized in the different groups they work in have worked in some matter for achieving this common goal, for achieving this trying to sustain and provoke a change. So now, to continue, some of our orgas divided into these three teams you can see on the screen. COPA from communication and participant support and materials, all these beautiful people that always sends emails to you and answers to all your doubts. Later, FOPI that works for food and financials, all the sponsorship for the session. And finally, PLEBA that works for protocol, logistic events, venues, and accommodation. The accommodation you will be staying, all the events and venues where the whole organization will take place. Not only work for logistical matters and understanding that a session has to be organized, venues have to be contacted, accommodation is needed, food is needed, and also materials and some sort of communication between all the participants. Not only this is part of understanding Barcelona 2020, but part of understanding Barcelona 2020 is how all these people have worked for achieving sustainability in their different fields of working for organizing this session. And that's what will be explained and be started by Pablo and Guillermo from the team of COPA. Thank you.
So, hello, I'm Pablo Luengo, and I'm 16 years old, and I'm from Madrid. So now you're already familiar with the theme of the session, Sustain the Change, and how all of our efforts and all of our aims are revolving around it. So one of the ways by which we wanted to promote it and also to promote this sustainability is through finding sponsors which can help us share these sustainable and ethical values and which can help us also implement them in the session. So doing the research for sponsors, we completely prioritize sponsors of sustainable materials and also local ones. So this way we can support their work and also give them the voice and the credit that they deserve. So some examples of these great collaborations are Ocean 52, which is giving us no plastic water, Bri de Paya, which offers interesting recyclable materials and details, and Bolseta, which with reusable plastic bags, Public Bean, Tix Ideas, and Leusturn, some of which are expected to be speaking in the Sustainability Fair, which you will hear about later today. So we're also going to reutilize materials such as post-its from other events and EYP sessions, and also use out-of-stock materials. Well, all of this you can see it in the PowerPoint, and as well in order to promote sustainability even further, we want this to be a session in which the use of paper is reduced to the minimum, so that we can avoid wasting it and it can be much more sustainable. So, Guille.
And then we have communication, the second part of the COPA team. And I'm the one in charge of that area. And basically, with communication inside the organizing team, what we wanted to do is to make you start thinking about the theme and to challenge you to see the implication that this theme can have on your daily lives. And as you can see in the next slide, Nora, you can see projects that from the communication team we've been creating, such as the Sustainability Corner, where basically we give you tips, we recommend movies, for example, and basically we challenge you to start sustaining the change with us even before the session starts. So basically that's my job here, to communicate all the things that these people have been preparing for you. And yeah, basically that's it.
So hi everyone, my name is Cristina, I'm 17 and I'm from Bilbao. As they have mentioned before, I'm an organizer of the session, so if you need something during it, I'll be more than happy to help you.
Hi everyone, my name is Ander, I'm from Bilbao too, and I'm 17 years old. Cristina and me, we were part of Zaragoza national session, so we were right where you are a year ago. Both of us, we have been taking care of the food and financial part, but especially the financial part.
So as you all may know by now, we are trying to make the session as sustainable as possible, and we have also tried to do that when it comes to the food. So to accomplish that, we have done several things, such as preparing healthy and balanced meal for you, or implementing some fruit on your coffee breaks, And we have also tried to estimate the amount of food that will be using during the session in order to minimize the food waste.
So we have, apart from that measures, we have taken different more. Okay, sorry. We are going to provide you with local food to try to reduce the carbon footprint of the food we give you. We have created specific recycling plans to avoid the food waste. Avoid food waste. And we have been thinking of different alternatives. For example, we are going to give you a bottle water in cans instead of bottled water.
So these are some of the ideas that we have had during these past months, but we know that you may have some others. So if you want, you can leave a comment down below or send us an email with your ideas, and we'll be very thankful for that. So that's what we have to say. Thank you.
So next up, we have logistics, events, and venues. First of all, I'm Carlos. I'm 18 years old. I'm from Madrid, and I joined EYP about a year ago. So basically, what we're trying to do with logistics, events, and venues, we're trying to introduce sustainability into the various venues and various parts of the whole session. So first of all, we will have walk-in transfers. So instead of renting various buses for all the participants, we decided to make all the different venues and all the different events take place not too far from each other, so that we can transport everyone through walking. So that you can walk so you can basically walk through Barcelona. And we thought that you would probably enjoy the city more, rather than just sitting in a bus and being taken somewhere. Like if you walk the city of Barcelona, it's way more enjoyable, and it will also be better for the environment. So we do recommend that when you come to the session, you bring every day some comfortable footwear, because there will be a considerable amount of walking. Like it won't be like too much walking, but you will have to walk quite a bit every day. So try to wear something that you're comfortable in walking. So next up, we're also going to be doing recycling, and as they mentioned before, we have Public Bin. They are the sustainable company that has provided us with this cardboard recycling bins that we will take everywhere around the session. So there are the small bins that are portable and that will be taken from one place to another, and we will make sure that all of the materials and all of the trash that is recyclable will be sorted out and dealt with properly. And then last but not least, we will also be trying to reduce food waste. So we're giving a lot of special attention to food waste because every day we will have a lot of food and we will have lunch and events, so we don't want any food to be thrown away. So what we have done is we have mapped various social diners across the city, so that every day after each part of the event, we have a place to bring the food to, so that no food goes to the trash and all of the food will be actually consumed. So that's it. Hope to see you soon.
So now, putting all these little things together, we've seen that all our orgas have been working and putting efforts and trying to really work for this theme I was talking at the beginning about, this theme of trying to really work for sustaining the change, and how through all these little initiatives we are really trying to work for that, and for all the participants there, and understanding how the event is gonna be. So putting it all and wrapping it all together, we could say that basically we understand sustaining the change. I was saying in the beginning, we try to understand in a global, holistic way. But basically, if we would have to classify it in somehow, we would say that all these initiatives you can also see on screen now sort of fit in 4 big blocks that would be medioambiental, welfare, local, and future. And a little, what do we mean for each of them? We talked about medioambiental just now. Carlos was talking about recycling, was talking about reducing waste, was talking also from communication and materials. They talked about reusing. So all these little initiatives that try to work in this field. Later, there's the field of welfare that actually the model that was given yesterday also tried to talk a lot about this. But it's comes out also from our idea, what I was saying in my intervention before, of understanding how sustainability starts in ourselves and how in that way we can sustain it collectively, we can sustain it together. In this field, we really want you to, or we work for participants to understand that they are our center of attention, that this event is just organized for them, and that we really work for ensuring their well-being and making them feel as comfortable as possible at any moment at the event, while at the same time we really try to focus on their physical and mental care. And that's why, and it will be explained later, we'll have some physical and mental care activities during the session, especially during team building, to try to create some spaces for us to really feel comfortable and to really try to reconnect with ourselves and understand that besides interacting with lots and lots of people, we really have to have this time to stop and understand how we're feeling and who we are and what we're trying to go, what our aims are, and how we're sustaining all this change starting in ourselves and how we feel. Later on, and this is going to the local block, this is also an initiative that will be explained better later by the other of our marvelous orgas, but understanding that in EYP we create this huge and super interesting experiences, but they shouldn't just be closed in the walls of the venues or in the participants that can get there, but how also we try to understand sustainability by how this gives has a positive local impact, a sustainable positive local impact in the city that where Barcelona 2020 will take place, so Barcelona, and how we can try to generate a positive impact for the city and for all this community of involved people that live there and that start to also organize or bring up different startups or initiatives that really try to work and that also have similar values to us, that will be explained also later on. And the last that won't be explained later on, so I'll just take a little more time here, is the last block, is in understanding the future, in understanding that as EYP Spain is organized, or EYP in general, there are these regional sessions where many of you delegates have, well, all of you have taken part, but they're the nationals that in regular years, if there's no more important, really special event, like an international or a forum, it's going to be like the biggest session that will ever be organized. But not only it's the biggest session that can be organized in a year of EYP, but it's also the session that really welcomes delegates and new participants to be part and to really take active part of the organization. And we really want to take care of this aspect too, understanding the importance of how all of you, after being part of this session, can be part of the organization, can be part of EYP. And there's where we also try to work and put our efforts in generating and fostering a comfortable space where all you that could be future volunteers that will carry out this organization someday can establish links between each other and really try to plant the roots of the future of EYP from a super healthy and sustainable base. Thank you.
Okay, so it's me again. Here what you can see is the program of the session. And we think that the program is what really makes Barcelona so special. Because you can see the activities that we've organized here, such as the Get Out of the Box activity or the Night in Barcelona. And you'll find out that every single activity here has been implemented on it. So has sustained change implemented on it. I'm not going to explain what these activities are about because that's what my fellow orgas will do in the next slides. So guys, if you want to go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, great. I had some connection issues before, but hi, I'm Adria. I'm from Barcelona. So on the 21st of October, when you'll be getting to the city, I'll be especially excited to welcome you. The Orga team will be waiting for you impatiently to greet you with our best smiles and ready to start the session. So you'll be arriving to the Unite Hostel, which you can see in these pictures in the slides. As you can see, it's located near the beach in the district of Vila Olímpica del Poblenou. So you'll be able to feel the Mediterranean breeze every morning before we leave for the transfer. And as they've said, the transfers will be done by foot in order for them to be the most sustainable as possible. So when we'll be heading to opening ceremony, which will be held that same afternoon, we'll ask you to dress a bit more formal, but always to be comfortable, because our priority is that you feel comfortable with yourselves, and that's it. But as you can see, we'll be heading to the City Hall of Barcelona, to the Ayuntamiento de Barcelona, and specifically in this beautiful space you can see, which is Saló de Cent. And here will happen the opening ceremony. So we'll have some speeches to welcome you into the city and to the session. And after that, we'll be heading to Night in Barcelona. So Night in Barcelona used to be called Eurovillage before, and it was an event. Well, it is an event in which we'll have dinner. But the dinner will be served by yourselves, by the delegates. And the idea is that we can celebrate our diversity. So before, Eurovillage was like you had to represent different countries in Europe, different member states. But now we'll be doing the Night in Barcelona because we want you to team up with with people from your region. So, for example, Madrid, Catalunya, Euskadi, etc. And you'll have to prepare traditional dishes from your region, and you can even dress like traditionally from, like, I don't know. The idea is that you show us the cultural richness of your region and of our country, and that we can celebrate this diversity together. So that's it for the first day, which is quite complete.
Yeah, thank you, Adria. And for the second day of the schedule, I will start explaining team building and welfare. So team building, most all of you would have experienced it in your regional session, but at your national, it's much longer. It's a day long, and it's very important for your committee to be a team. So the team building games, like as their name explains, is made for you to bond with your committee, which makes committee work much easier when you have a bonded committee. So it will be led by your chairperson, and it will last one day instead of just like an afternoon. And then welfare. So we've mentioned welfare throughout the presentation, and yesterday we had a wonderful welfare module you can still watch on YouTube. So we've tried to give as much importance as welfare as possible, since it's really linked to the theme of sustainability. Since we believe the only way of building a sustainable generation within EYP is by starting it with good mental and physical health. So at the session, the national safe person and the safe person of the event, whose email is right there, safety@eype.es, will be there at your disposal at any participant, so teachers, delegates, and all officials, and are basically there to make sure your physical and mental health is okay. So you can reach out to them either by email or going up to them. They are very nice, and they will be more than happy to help.
Okay, so hi, my name is Paula, and along with Rebe, Pablo, and Nora, we are the people in charge of sending you emails and answering all your questions. And I'm going to explain the second part of day 2, which is like the first official day of the session. So we're going to have a very exciting part of the session, in my opinion, who everyone always really likes, and it's the delegates' presentations. Basically, we've had this idea given the extraordinary circumstances we are living, and we've decided that if you could, it would be amazing to do something called quarantine videos. Basically, this is going to consist of a very, very short video of you. So you could explain, obviously, who you are, where you're from, and then we just want you to tell us your hobbies or what you've been doing in quarantine, something new you've been learning, just anything you would like to share with us. And it should be no longer than 1 or 2 minutes. So we just want you to think about this for now, and later on we will send you an email with more information. And then on the actual day of the session, we're going to play this video, and we will also want you to come on stage and do a performance. Now, this can be as creative as you want. It can be a song you've written, it could be a rap, it could be a small play, it could be absolutely anything. So just be really creative. Now you've got plenty of time to think about this. So we want you to blow our minds, so no pressure. And we would obviously don't take this. This is just time for you to plan. We don't want you to email us everything right now. But when we tell you later on all of the details, you will email the video to us to the email we'll be sending you everything from. So Barcelona2020@eype.es. But as I've been saying, we will let you know later on. So there's no pressure right now. We just want you to plan what you're going to do. And then the end of this day will be the movie night. I can't give too many details because we want this to be a nice surprise for everyone. So it's going to be a movie night at the hostel. I can promise you're going to absolutely love it. Obviously, the movie will be related to the session's theme, Sustain the Change. And we also have a few surprises ready for you that night that you will find out later on. So that's all from me, and we hope you really enjoy this day.
Okay, so moving on to day 3. Well, first of all, my name is Luke Piercy. I'm one of the organizers in Food and Financials team. I'm from Barcelona and currently studying political science in the lovely city of Amsterdam. So yes, getting on to day 3. So after an amazing day of getting to know your fellow delegates through team building games, delegate presentations, and an awesome movie night, you will again group up with your committee to start discussing your topic regarding one of the problems the EU is currently facing, and start building towards your committee's resolution. And through creative problem-solving approaches, your chairpersons will guide you to an innovative resolution that you will then try to defend through General Assembly.
All right, so I will now explain the Get Out of the Box cultural activity. I am Alonso from Valencia, and I'm also one of the organizers of the session. I'm working specially on the Food and Financials department as well. So the Get Out of the Box cultural activity will occur during the afternoon after the first day of committee work, where the different committees will take part in workshops related to their topics. These workshops are delivered by organizations and stakeholders involved in fostering sustainability in different areas, such as Amics de la UNESCO, an entity aiming to achieve inclusion in the areas of education, science, and culture across the province, and Barcelona Energia, an energy operator working closely to promote renewable energy use. We firmly believe this helps improve your understanding and interest on the issues you're tackling, with a more real and local insight on them. So we believe that the Get Out of the Box activity is one of the key aspects of the session to implement the sustainability we believe in.
Okay, so next you'll have the committee dinners, which is a really fun activity where after a hard day of committee work, you'll have the chance to relax and enjoy a lovely meal at one of the incredible restaurants Barcelona has to offer. This will be a great chance to get to know your committee even better, bond with your chairperson, with a media team member, and even enjoy some of Barcelona's great food.
Good afternoon, everyone. Do you hear me? Yes? Yes, okay. So my name is Mireia. I'm also one of the other organizers of Barcelona National Session, and I'm from Barcelona. So moving on to day number 4. First of all, you will be finishing committee work and finishing your resolutions, and after that, you're gonna celebrate it with a committee lunch. So every committee will go to a restaurant at Passeig de Sant Joan, which is a great avenue in Barcelona. So after that, we have prepared to you the sustainability fair, which is one of the flagship events of this session. So basically, the Sustainability Fair is an event planned to happen at the Antigua Fábrica Estrella Damm. Yeah, which is a traditional beer factory that is used now to host events such as fairs and conferences. So, Barcelona 2020, as you all know, was born as an initiative that aims to combine sustainability and innovation. Here you can see some pictures of the Fábrica Estrella Damm. Yeah, and well, within this framework, the Sustainability Fair is the opportunity that the participants of the session will have to learn about local initiatives related to sustainability that are currently taking place in Barcelona. The activity consists of two parts, will take place simultaneously. So, on the one hand, we have the fair. So, what is a fair? The entities that operate within the framework of sustainability will have the opportunity to make themselves known in a personal way and close to the participants of the event. So, each of them will have an individual stand to which the participants will approach throughout the afternoon to learn more about the initiatives of each of the participating companies and organizations. And on the other hand, we will have the conferences and debate. So simultaneously, in a separate room, a series of special guest presentations related to sustainability will take place. And in this way, participants will be able to attend the talks they want in order to learn about topics of their interest. And finally, a debate between some representatives from some entities will take place, so that our guests discuss issues related to sustainability and innovation. So here you can see some of the collaborating entities that will be participating at the Sustainability Fair. So we have Usar y Reusar, Bolseta Barcelona, Too Good To Go, Ocean 52, Yayus, Read, Go Zero Waste, Badaplatz, Honex, Foods for Tomorrow, and ILEC. But we are sure that by the time the session happens, as we will have even more time to prepare, we will have even more entities that will be collaborating with us. So we hope and we believe that this is going to be an event that transmits to you the vision of the session and that allows you to learn more about sustainability and you will learn to more about it.
Hi, I'm Joanna, 19. I'm from Barcelona. And me and Maria are going to explain day 5, that is the last day of the session. So GA is the last part of the session, and you will realize that all you've worked for was worth it. It will be in that moment when all the committees will present the resolutions to the rest and then debate about it, showing off your capacity of dialogue. Later on, voting begins and some resolutions pass and others do not. But the aim of the GA is that participants can experience a real parliamentary debate. What's more, all committee topics are related in one way or another with sustainability because, well, as you may know, sustaining the change is the topic of the session, so it has to be empowered.
Hello, everyone. I am Maria Hernandez. I am 17 years old and I am from Zaragoza. I am also part of the organizing team of Barcelona 2020. And as Joanna said, we're explaining day 5 of the session. And now we're going to move on into the closing ceremony and the departures time. Okay, so basically, at the end of the session, the leadership members of the officials will come up to the stage one by one, giving beautiful and emotional speeches about how the session has evolved and what an amazing time they all had, while expressing their gratitude to the other members of the different official teams. Last but not least, the media team will show all their work. They will illustrate the emotions that have been experienced while making their projects, and it is a beautiful part of the session where you can see the overview of it. And then when it comes to the departures, during the closing ceremony or even afterwards, the different members of the session, the delegates as well as the officials,
will be gradually leaving the GA venue to go back home. This moment is the saddest and most emotional of them all, but express what an amazing experience everyone has just lived. And with that being said, we're done with day 5 of Barcelona 2020.
Thank you, girls. So, before, let me see how much time we've been delivering the module. So, to consider if we can do a last activity that can be interesting for you to do. We've been doing this for about, let me see, well, wait a bit, sorry. So 44 minutes, I think we've been here. I don't know if you're really motivated to do, it's a short activity and it can be interesting. If you want to leave it on the comments, if you are willing, like motivated to do this short activity we've done, just say it through the comments, and if you want, we can start. Just wait. We'll just wait a few minutes to see the answers. I don't know if Samorga wants to add something while we wait. Yes, you want to do it? Well, you don't count. Organizers don't count. So if we could have any participant, delegate or teacher of the session speaking up. Yes? Okay. Okay, well, let's do it. It's a very easy activity. It's quite dynamic, and I think it will help us all considering the time we're living, where we are all confined in our homes, and it's a difficult time where we have to be very self-conscious of our acts and very responsible with our communities. So basically, you will have to take a piece of paper or a notebook, anything where you can write things on. I can wait for a bit, but I'm gonna explain while you take all the material. I'm gonna explain to you the activity, the first step. So the first thing you will have to do is write on a piece of paper 3 times the world is. So you will have to write the world is, and then leave just a space to continue the sentence afterwards, and then behind write the world is again. I can show you the next slide. Exactly. Anna Funke has written it in the chat, so you can see. You have to write the world is 3 times. And then what I want you to do when you have this step completed, what I want you to do is to think of a sentence or maybe an adjective, like a short sentence that makes reference and that sums up a bit how you perceive the world. I don't want you, like, the idea is not that it's not that you describe the world in a physical way. So we don't want things like the world is a blue sphere or the world is a planet, something like that. We don't want that. What we want is, or what we will work better for the activity is, if you think of a concept, an idea, a thought, related with like this space that the world is, in which living beings live and interact, and the consequences our acts have on this space we live in. If that makes any sense, I don't know. So you have to write 3 sentences that talks about your perspective of the world. It could be I don't know, like a personal, a more personal sentence, or maybe a more critic, I don't know, but just the first thing maybe that you think of, just write it, and then I will tell you what to do with that sentence. I'm gonna wait a bit so you have time to think. And then we will conclude the activity with a final step. Just let me know through the chat when you're finished. And maybe if some of you want to share a quote you've created with us through the chat, it would be great, just to use it as an example. Everything it's okay, so everything is perfect. Anything you write, it's gonna be perfect. So don't be ashamed, or feel free to share it with us. We'll be more than happy. Just let me know when you're ready. And if you haven't understood the activity, I can explain it again if you want it. Just let me know. Okay, so Guillermo has shared with us one of his quotes, and he has said, the world is complicated and chaotic. So it's a great sentence. That's the type of quotes we want, and that will be useful to complete the activity in a successful way, and that it makes sense, you will see. So the world is a complicated and chaotic. It's a great quote to exemplify what you should write. It can be in a positive note, so it doesn't have to be that negative. If someone else wants to share his or her quote, it would be great. We're gonna wait a minute. Okay, so Paula has said the world is unique. So that's a great quote, and you will see why in a few moments. But it's super cool, and it's right. It's unique. So as you can see, everything is okay. You can share it with us. We won't judge you. So we have another one. Adrián said, the world is difficult to understand. That's super cool. Well, not cool, but it's a great quote, and it will be very useful for this activity. So maybe we will wait for another quote, and we'll proceed with the last step. If a delegate or a teacher wants to share one of his or her quotes, it would be great. But thank you, organizers, for these amazing quotes. You're poets. So we have another one. The world is our home, and the world is a box of surprises. We have a quote from Aitor that it's, the world is unpredictably enjoyable, which is a great quote. And Mireia has said that the world is love. Maria has said the world is going to be better with our help, which is an amazing quote, and you will see why in a few moments, but it's super good. Rebe said the world is staying at home, which is true, and especially right now. Nimbe said the world is revolutionary, which is a great quote too. You will see why. And so the world is open to everyone. That's also great, Pablo. Wow, how many words. The world is different every day. It's true. And that's very nice. So I don't want to make you wait anymore. I'm gonna reveal the final step. Well, we have another quote. The world is waiting for us to take action. That's a great quote, and I will stay with this quote. Because it exemplifies perfectly what this activity is meant for. And basically what you have to do now as a final step is change. We have another quote, I'm not gonna finish it anytime soon. The world is full of contradictions, that's true. And it's a very good quote, you will see. So the final step of this activity basically is that you will have to change the part of the sentence with the world is by I am, and read all the quotes again and see if they make sense. So if we take the quote that Betty has shared with us, so the world is waiting for us to take action, we could change it by I am waiting for us to take action, or maybe I am open to everyone, or I am revolutionary, or I am chaotic and complicated. That's right. and maybe you could see some truth in those quotes, in the fact that you are what you define the world to be. And when you finish to read your quotes, your final quotes, your I am quotes, what I wanted to reflect a bit is that basically this activity helps us to see that we are indeed the change we want to see in the world. So we have to be very, very responsible about the consequences our acts have, and I think it makes a lot of sense right now that we have to be very, very responsible with our surroundings and the people that surrounds us and that are part of our community. We have to take care of each other, and taking care of each other entails being responsible of what we and do not do. So it may seem a bit cheesy, but I think it's true. And in the last couple of weeks that we've been at home, I came across a few times now with a quote that has made me think a lot, and that I think this activity also exemplifies a lot. That is, during these days, and especially now that we have to stay at home, all the things that happens to us during a day are caused by external inputs, and it is the reaction we have towards these situations, these problems that may occur during a day, what makes the difference. And I think this activity also exemplifies this, that you decide how to react. You have no control over the things that happen outside of you, but you have the power to decide how you want to build this world that surrounds you, and how you want to take part as an individual and as part of a community in this world, I'll say. I think, well, with this, in the next slide, you can see how the activity should have worked. I hope you liked the activity and that it has been a bit helpful maybe during these days, and it has helped you realize a bit about the power we have towards our surroundings. And yes, basically that's it. Now all we have left is sum up a bit everything we've said. And if you want to ask us any question, or maybe leave some feedback or comment, or just, I don't know, thought you've came across during this module, we'll be more than happy to read it, and that you shared with us anything you think, and maybe to answer it if you have any question. We will wait a bit so you can think of any questions you have or you may have concerning any logistical aspect of the session, or maybe detail that we have not mentioned and that you want to know. We can answer to anything. And I hope you liked this week of modules. I think that I'm speaking a lot, so if you want to intervene, any of you, Orgas and Paula and Anna, you can. I just wanted to say, yes, that we've enjoyed a lot these initiatives, and seeing you here every afternoon and I hope you've enjoyed all the modules and presentations we've prepared for you. I think it's been a great activity to bring the session closer, even for us, the orgas, and to feel the warmth of all the participants. This is a real session, although it's not happening right now. It's a real session. We have participants, we have venues, we have everything prepared for this to happen. We're more than ready, more than motivated, and we have a lot of energy. It's just that we have to keep it and take care of it very well during these months, and then just express it and just feel it during the session. And I think that this time that we have now, it's going to be very useful for us to think about every detail and to take care and love and I don't know, think about every aspect of the session for this to be a great experience for all of you. And I don't know if you want to add something, maybe Paula or Anna. And I don't know if you have any questions. I can stop speaking if you want and just let you think. I don't know. But yes. Let's just wait a few moments more. But I think it's been great, and that the whole point of these initiatives is for you to have a much deeper understanding of the session, and that you feel that everything we do, everything that we have in the sessions program, and that we've think and rethinked and planned throughout all these months, you know it and understand it, and maybe during the session have to experience and live in a more vivid and real way and honest, I'd say. But yeah. I don't know if there's any question. Just anything, we can answer. Well, we can finish it here. I don't know if you want to add anything else. I have the feeling that this has turned on to a monologue, to announce a stand-up monologue, but yes, like speech. Thank you very much for all the support we've received during these days. It's been amazing. Thank you all the members of AYP España and international, and from all the NCs that has have the time to reach us and wrote a little message to send us their support. Thank you very much. It's been very helpful, and we've nourished from this energy and motivation to do this kind of initiatives and to keep working very hard for this for make this session an incredible experience. Thank you very much for all the comments. We hope to see you in the future, and now that we've seen that this works, maybe we'll have more modules before the session happens, so you can reach us in a more, I don't know, tangible and personal way. And that's it. I'm not gonna make it longer. If you want to say something, Orgas, you can.
I want to thank everyone that joined today.
Yes, thank you.
And as I said, I think that we couldn't have finished in a better way. And thank everyone that has made this possible.
Yes. Exactly.
Exactly. And just like Nora has really said everything that had to be said to conclude in the best way ever, and all the little contributions of each in our orgas, I would say that really have summarized and really tried to give a really close approach of what we've really been working for and what we really, really, really hope you can enjoy next autumn. But in any case, also, wanted to, well, extremely grateful for all the attendance in these models, for everybody who was already there last Monday and who has repeated today to really get to listen to our message. For any type of feedback, comments, more doubts that you just don't come across now, please don't hesitate to send us an email, to approach us in any way. You've seen now the faces of these beautiful people who answer to all your emails, that put all your efforts for you to have no doubts at all and to get all the information in the best care. And you've also got to know and got to see the ages or everything else that we do in our free time or more academic time when studying, as we are all students of different ages and different interests. So now that you really can see us and get to know us and understand everything else we do, we really wanted to encourage you that if there's anything that comes across to you, any doubt, any suggestion, any feedback, feel completely free to write to us to the email that has just been written also in the chat. And we'll be extremely glad to take care of you and keep on doing so for the next 7 months that we hope will take for the session to really, really, really take place.
Exactly.
So if there's anything else, any doubt?
No, this is the end of the beginning. I know it's the other way, but yes. It's just the beginning. So thank you very much. Thank you, organizers, for being here, for always being here. And let's call it a day. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you
very much. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.